What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jones in 4K, bringing you guys another Forza Horizon 5 drift tune and build video. Now, in today's video, we're going to be diving into the 2024 Mustang. We're going to be getting into the build of this car, followed by the tune, and then we're going to take it out to the mountain to see if we can 3-star the zone and also put down 1 million points. All right, guys, without wasting any time, we're going to dive into the build of this car. So for the motor swap, I didn't swap the motor. I left the stock motor in here. Obviously, we left the car rear-wheel drive. For the power adder, we did put twin turbos in it. And then for the body kit, we're using the 777 wide body kit. For the clutch, we have the race clutch. For the transmission, we are using the drift transmission 4-speed. For the drive line, we have a race drive line. And then for the differential, we have a drift differential. On the platform and handling, for the brakes, we have race brakes. For the springs and dampers, obviously we're using the drift springs and dampers. For the roll bars, we have the race roll bars in the front. And we also have the race roll bars in the rear. For the roll cage, we have a race roll cage. And then for the weight reduction, we have the race weight reduction. For aero and appearance, I left the stock wing. The AR performance wing, the APR wing, sorry, the APR wing it looks good. The 777 wing, I'm not even gonna talk about how hideous this looks to be. So, if you guys like it, throw it on there, to each their own, that is what it is. The standard Forza wing, obviously they always look ugly to me, so we don't have it. And obviously I didn't have the wing taken off because it just makes the car look kind of goofy. So we have the stock rear wing. It looks good. For the tires and the rims, for the compound, we're using the Horizon Semi Slicks. For the front tire width, we left the stock at 255s. For the rear tire width, we have it at 295. And I did try to build this car on a 315, but I felt like the 315 was a little bit thick for this car because, it's fitting. Like a 315 will be fitting for this car, like no cap at all, it'll be fitting. But I always build big tire cars, so I wanted to try to see if I could make the 1,000 horsepower work with the 295, and it worked out perfectly for me. So we have a 295. For the rim size, we have a stock at 19s in the rear, and then we also have a stock at 19s in the front. And then for the wheel choice, I believe we have the multi-piece rim style, and then we're using the Modelaires D15s. Now for all the engine components, we have the race intake, we have a race fuel system, we have the race ignition, we have the race valves, we have the race camshafts, we have the race exhaust, we have the race engine block, we have the race twin turbos without the anti-lag. If you want to add the anti-lag, that's up to you, but I'm using without the anti-lag because I still personally think the anti-lag makes the car sound horrible. For the intercooler, we have no intercooler. For the flywheel, we have a race flywheel. And lastly, for the oil and cooling, we have the race oil and cooling, giving this car 1,002 horsepower, 810 foot-pounds of torque, and the car weighs 3,061 pounds with a 52% weight distribution. Now moving over to the tune of the car, for the tire pressure, I have 25.5 in the front, and we have 20.5 in the rear. For the gear ratio, we have a 400 final drive, we have a 240 first gear, we have a 156 second gear, we have a 132 third gear, and then we have a 115 fourth gear. For the alignment, we're running -5 degrees camber in the front. And then for the rear, we're running positive 0.3 degrees camber in the rear. For the toe, we have 0.2 degrees toe out in the front. And then for the rear, we're running -1.0 degree in the rear. For the front caster angle, we're running it at 3.5. For the roll bars, we have 38 even in the front roll bar, and then we have 15.2 in the rear roll bars. Now, if you guys want to make adjustment, or you feel like you're having a hard time like keeping the car out to where it needs to be, or this and that, you can always increase this rear roll bar. You increase the rear roll bar, and it'll help. Like I've tried it at different adjustments and different settings, but increasing it, like it helped some, but I like the way it feels at 15.2. But I've been up to like 20, 22, 23, and it just makes it different on how you attack and approach certain things. So I mean, you guys can obviously adjust that to your liking. For the front spring, we have 952.4 in the front, and then for the rear, we have a 448 in the rear. For the ride height, I just leveled it out at 5.5 in the front, and then 5.5 in the rear, which is all the way slammed as low as it goes, because I think 5.5 is kind of high. For the dampening, for the rebound stiffness, we have 6.5 in the front, and then we have a 4.5 in the rear. And then for our bump stiffness, we have 4.8 for the front bump, and then 3.3 for our rear bump. The aero, the front of this car comes with a splitter with the wide body kit. So I just took the downforce all the way down as low as it could go, and that's 187 pounds of downforce. For our brakes, our balance is 80%, and then for our brake pressure, it's 75%. And then lastly, for our differential, we have 100% acceleration with 100% deceleration, giving this car a lock diff. That was the build. This is the tune. Let's take it out to the mountain to see if we can 3-star the zone and also put down 1,000,000 points. All right, guys, we done made it to the top of the hill. Let's not waste no time. Let's send it downhill to see if we can 3-star the zone and put down 1,000,000 points. So first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and get some heat in these tires real quick. I thought it was gonna be dry by the time I got up here to the top of the mountain, but it's still wet, so we're just gonna send it the way it is. Oh well. But anyway, let's dive into a little bit about this Mustang. To be honest, it's as a drift car, it's nice. Maybe a little overhyped. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe a little overhyped. It handles well. It drives well. I had fun driving it. I had fun building it. Trying different builds on the car. Well, more so different tire settings, different tire setups. The stock tire width, the 295 or the 315. This car handles really well. Like if I could compare this to any Mustang, it handles almost like the S5 RTR without the crazy RTR performance, because everybody knows the RTRs just handle ridiculously well and drives ridiculously crazy in Forza. Overall, I'm really impressed with the build of this car. I'm really impressed with the way this car. Okay, well, before I get too far ahead of myself, really impressed with the way this car handles. Before I did that, it just I don't know, man. It just I figured it would be like a little bit different. You know what I mean? I figured it'll be different. Like it don't fully handle like all the other Mustangs or the Mustangs of its like build and chassis, but it's good. You know, it's good. Like I definitely didn't have a difficult time building this car. Definitely didn't have a difficult time driving this car. I believe when I first built this car, no tune, I think I put up 1,002,000. So I barely made it, but I did it. I don't know, man. I was a little unimpressed by it, driving it and whatnot. I don't know. It's just it didn't hit for me like I thought it was. Like I was pretty geeked out about getting the Mustang. I was even doing races to try to add up, make sure we all help contribute to everybody getting the Mustang. But I don't know, man. I definitely had more of a time driving the Terminator than this one. Now this, don't get me wrong. Now hold on. Now this Mustang's gorgeous. This Mustang is beautiful, man. I mean, it's a sexy Mustang, but it ain't hit for me like I thought it was gonna do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I won't pull this out of my arsenal every now and then to catch some tandems and some duels, but it didn't hit for me, man. I don't know why. I mean, I would say it's a little bit above average on the drift scale for me. Like I think that's why I can safely put that there. I think it's a little bit on the average side for me, but it is one. Everybody got it. I would drive it. I mean, there it is, 1,034,000. That's actually the most I put up in this car. I mean, I would build it again. You know, I'm going to always continue to build the cars that I have, because I can always find more, and I feel like I haven't fully unlocked the potential in this car. Either that or my driving is just limited, and I'm limiting my driving. You know what I mean? All the tollgate boys have been out like crazy today. Like I don't know. Like I feel like I'm limited, because it just I mean, I don't know, man. Tell me what you guys think. You know what I mean? Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the car. I personally think it was it's slightly overrated. That could just be me. I mean, don't get me wrong. Now I'm not gonna bash it. You know, it's not a terrible car at all. This Mustang is not a terrible car. This Mustang drives good, but I feel like it was a little overhyped. Now I've seen some guys, you know, race this Mustang, and it freaking look incredible. Absolutely looks incredible racing. I don't know. I don't know if it's just I haven't had enough seat time in it, you know, or it just ain't it for me. But I would definitely myself continue to, I always, like, whenever I drive a car, I always try to find more. Like, I know there's more in there. I could add more power and see, maybe it might, you know, make me happy to add more power. I feel like 1,000 was a good cutoff, you know, especially for like new drivers, you know, who are kind of getting to drifting and whatnot. Because even though like my cars have high horsepower, I do feel like they're drivable. You know, at some point they're drivable for, you know, at any level. But guys, that's gonna be it for me. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like, comment down below if you have any other suggestions. If we can get this video to, you know, 50 likes by the end of the weekend, I'll drop another video. I mean, I'm gonna post a poll up. I got 2 cars in mind that I want to work on, but I'm gonna let you guys choose it. But I hope you guys subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video.